3, 2. Hey guys, welcome back to the Desync podcast. Been a crazy week in gaming, Twitch news. We got a couple of things we want to talk about with you guys this week. Again, thank you guys for your continued support. If you guys have not checked us out on some of the streaming platforms for podcasts yet, Spotify, I think Google Podcast, and what else, Mike?
Everything but Google Podcasts.
Oh,
so
shit.
Apple
Okay.
Podcasts. Yeah,
Sorry
that's the
about
only
that,
one I
guys.
haven't gotten yet because that one's been a pain. But Apple, Spotify, and then a bunch of random ones
Okay.
that I don't know. But all the big ones except for Google for right now. So yeah, thanks for all the people who've been watching or listening there, I should say.
Yeah.
And thanks for the people who've been watching here. We've been growing. My brother was like, "Yeah, I watched the podcast. It's really good. Keep it up." And I was like, "What?"
Really?
Yeah, I was just talking to him today. He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I really like it." So shout out Dupian.
That's
There you
awesome.
go.
Cool. Yeah. It's really cool to see like our numbers consistently going up every week and you guys really enjoying it. I mean, man, honestly, Mike, I love hanging out with you, dude. I love getting to spend a couple hours each week talking to you. And it's funny because, yeah, like we said, this was just something we did kind of like organically every week. And we just stumbled upon the idea. We're like, dude, why don't we just like have a podcast? We'll talk about stuff, have people on, and just kind of shoot the shit and see if people like it. And if you guys didn't like it, well, guess what? We probably would have just continued to do it anyways.
True.
But yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, and then even this week we played a game together, and it's like I think doing the podcast is like, created a bit more of a bond with us, and like it makes it easier to play video games now that we get to know each other better, and all that stuff. Like I had a lot of fun with that game this week.
Dude.
This wasn't on any of the topics that we wanted to talk about, but I think it would be
Crew.
Yeah, this was really cool.
Not
so
an
like
ad.
we come, not an ad at all, no. But if you come from the Star Citizen space and like a little group of friends that play, it's very similar to a game called
Sea of
Oh,
Thieves.
it's escaping me. Well, it's like Sea of Thieves,
Oh,
but there's
okay.
also a
Something
space
else.
game. Yeah, there's also a space game that's very much like it, and I can't believe it's at the tip of my tongue. I'm literally gonna open Steam and look up the name of it,
Okay.
but it's like you're on a spaceship. It's kind of blocky and
Star Citizen.
No.
Oh shit.
Yeah, close.
Okay.
Close.
All right.
But yeah, it's I don't know. It's just fun.
It's
you
a
have
space game. It's in space. You're on a spaceship. Mike, that could be
shoot
literally
lasers.
You fly around. There's space. There's planets.
All right. Yeah, you're right. I'm not selling this very well.
Yeah. So if you guys didn't catch the stream, why, Mike, you're looking this up. Essentially, it's sort of like this multi-crew experience. It's not graphically beautiful. Like you're not going to play it and be like, holy shit, these graphics are unreal. It's a lot of the same feeling that you get like playing Sea of Thieves, for example. There are beautiful moments in that game, but you can really see the art style is very arcadey. It's very not cartoony, but you get it, cartoony a bit. And
it's older.
Yeah, it's older. I mean, Sea of Thieves isn't going for a realistic look. This new game, brand new, just came out this week, September 7th, I think. And I saw it on like an ad while like scrolling through TikTok, and I was like, man, this looks really sick. Like we should check it out. And me and Mike played it the next day. Super fun. I think we'll jump back in eventually. But
absolutely.
Yeah, it's I think $20. So if you guys are looking for something to like play with a group of like 2 to 4, it's like a little bit challenging. There's power management. There's engineering. There's some skills. Skills, turreting, piloting. And it feels like every position matters. The pilot seems probably the most boring until you get in combat. Then it's really fun. Piloting in combat, super fun. So if they can figure out a way to make piloting maybe a little bit more... maybe that's the same problem in Sea of Thieves, right? Like you take the helm of the ship and it's like boring. You're just kind of sailing around.
Important.
You're very important. And so, yeah, it's maybe there's a little bit more of a passive role the pilot can take at some point. Like maybe, I don't know. But yeah, really fun game for $20. We'll definitely be checking out again. Some really cool crafting and building and interesting stuff in that game. I was impressed.
Have you ever played Deep Rock Galactic?
No. We talked about playing it together. I never played it.
Did we? Okay.
Have you played?
We're going to play it. No.
Yes, dude, we
And
got to play it
so,
together.
how's Wednesday?
I'm in. Let's do it.
Okay, because I already was. I'm gonna Moist Noodle. If any of you guys know that, it's a Star Citizen live streamer, plays a lot of DCS, and I was watching a stream one day and we are talking about that, and he was like, I want to play games like Deep Rock Galactic, but I don't want to play with people who've played it before, because
Yes,
when you
this
play
is
with
what
games.
We said this last week. This is literally the conversation we had. Is that we don't want to
Did
play
we?
with people. Yeah. Because I
Holy
think we
shit,
talked about
Am I
Factorio.
that? Okay, I
Remember?
wonder if I'm that stupid. And I had this conversation with you, and I think it was Noodle, but I know it was Noodle as well. So I had the same conversation with two people and didn't even realize it.
Okay.
That's
all right.
Yeah.
All right,
But
listen.
anyway, I'll message you the time.
Okay.
But it's actually the exact same time that we played Void Crew. So
Cool.
it should work for you. Yeah.
Great.
I'm so excited. And playing with other people that like Sweatlord games sucks. Like it happened to me in Darktide 40K. And I was having fun. I really liked the game, but because I was playing with people who were just like killing everything in front of me, and I didn't get to experience or feel like I was getting better or feel any progress, it just sucked. And I just never played it again. And it was like, that game was good. That was a really fun game. So yeah, I was hyped before, but now another person that's never played. I don't know what the max is.
It's 4
for that game. Yeah, so 3's probably fine, and if we find another one that's never played before, then we can sneak them in probably. But yeah, that's that'd be fun, man. I'm
cool.
excited.
Yeah, pumped. Yeah. So listen, guys, Wednesday, I think 10 a.m. CST. Tune in.
Yep.
Or 11
a.m. Eastern.
Yeah,
11 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, let's go. Tune in at twitch.tv/salty Mike. Definitely not /Berks. That guy sucks.
Definitely not /Noodle, Moist Noodle.
Oh, yeah. You guys should go watch Noodle instead. Never mind. Noodle's way cooler than both of us.
Way cooler.
But yeah, so speaking of game development and cool games on the horizon, we've got Cyberpunk coming up, right? And
yeah,
we if you guys haven't heard about Cyberpunk, essentially it's considered obviously most 99% of people have heard about it, but on launch it was considered a failure. I had a great time with it. I know, Mike, you haven't played, but I didn't really have any big issues. I like the story. I like the world building. I wasn't expecting GTA in the futuristic city, so I felt like I had a pretty great time with my expectations low. However, CD Projekt Red has doubled down and said, we're going to add all the stuff that you guys wanted day one. New modding system, full interactive chase system with the police, including the Max Tech, which are like the SWAT team of Cyberpunk 2077. They're going to be included in this update. And that's coming on, I think we said, September 21st or something? Somewhere around there. Like, keep your eyes peeled, guys, because it's coming soon.
Okay, so the 21st is going to be the 2.0 update. So that's not going to be the expansion. The expansion's on the 26th. And I'm sure like CoCarnage or some certain content creators are probably going to be playing it early, similar to Starfield. But that is when us normal folk will get to play it most likely. So
us small streamers.
Exactly. You should have heard our conversation before the stream. He keeps giving me a hard time about thinking that I'm a small streamer. I am. I don't get it.
Okay, wait.
How can you think you're big when there's streamers that have 30,000 viewers?
Well, hold on a second. Because it's like there are mega streamers, then there's like big streamers, then there's medium streamers. That's where I'd put us, and then there's small streamers. And what were you describing before the stream? You were like 500
or less is like small.
Okay.
Because some people are making a living, some people aren't.
Okay.
And then maybe $5.99 and up to 2,000 is like medium. And then you have like
we both hit those numbers though.
I mean, not consistent. I'm not averaging
you
500
like,
above 500 consistently.
Do you mean like above $5.99 when you're like in a slow time?
Average view count.
Any day you can open up the stream. In a year. Oh, wow.
At last 365 days.
I got to look this up
what's
now.
your average view count?
I'm going to look it up
too.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stand by. Me and Mike are in a solid 1v1 comp. What?
Which website do you go for tracking?
Solely Gnome, typically.
Okay, I went to Twitch Tracker.
Okay, great. We're going to get different metrics. Amazing.
Probably.
Dude, I actually looked up on Twitch Tracker the other day because they have your game time individualized.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know how long you've streamed Star Citizen? Like how many hours? I'm up to 6,000.
Dude, I don't play the game.
Yeah, true.
I'm in the category, but I'm not playing the game. Come on.
Okay.
We're just talking about it.
Last 365 days.
How do you check that?
I just clicked 365 days. It's easy peasy on Solely Gnome. All right, I've got mine. I'll just pull yours up since you're on a scuffed website.
I guess I am.
Hold on. Okay, so
I have week, month, 3 months, or all time. Yeah, I don't have a year.
I want you to guess what my average is for the last 365 days.
Ooh, okay. So you've had some like really pop off times.
Yes, I have. So have you.
Have you been on the front page at all?
No, not once.
Okay, not once, but you've gotten up to like 3K.
I'll give you a guess. Well, what my peak viewership was.
Oh yeah, tell me what your peak viewership was.
My peak viewership for the year, which this doesn't sound accurate because I know that I had higher viewership, but this is the metrics we're using, so I'll just tell you what the website says.
Okay.
The website says my peak viewership for the year is 1,904 viewers.
All right, I'm gonna go with average 373.
441.
God damn, you're a big streamer, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Mike said I'm a big streamer. I'll take medium streamer because like it's like I'm full time. I'm making full time money. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not making like unbelievable. Neither of us are, but I'm making enough money to pay my bills and live comfortably in Austin, Texas. Right. So
yeah,
it's like I'm doing all right. Is what I guess I'm trying to say. Especially for such an amazing dream job. Mike, do you want to guess what yours are? Your peak viewership for the year was 1,326, which again, this sounds wrong because you streamed at CitizenCon. Yeah. But just off the website's metrics, based off that number, what do you think? Maybe we should be using Twitch's metrics, dude.
That's probably a better idea. I'm gonna say 325.
Based on this, you were at 310.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is like I think the reason mine's so much higher is because of my peaks, right?
Yeah, you've had big peaks, but at the same time, you're also higher because you're consistently higher. Because I think you also stay in the directory more than I do. I think.
You want to hear something interesting?
What's that?
You gained 3,400 more followers this year than me. Isn't that crazy? I gained 5,000 followers this year.
The most useless metric, beating you in the only metric that doesn't matter.
I gained 5,000 followers this year. You gained 8,400.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
You know why?
Why?
Because I made more YouTube content.
Fair enough.
I made more YouTube content. I don't think I made as successful YouTube content, but I made more YouTube.
Yeah, you streamed more than me this year too, FYI. I streamed the same amount as you, though. I went live less times, but we streamed the exact same amount of hours. I'm not joking. We both streamed.
You do much longer streams than me.
We both did 1,450 hours this year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
In the end, I should, if we were equal streamers, say we were like absolute equals, literally twins, which is funny because you have one, but like if we were actual twins and everybody liked us, the exact same and wanted to watch us the same, which is not true. Everybody likes Berks more than me.
Whoa! Continue.
Well, I'm an asshole. The time of day that I start streaming, I should always have less. Because the US audience just isn't on the website at the time, and you're streaming at the ideal time to be a streamer, right? You're catching EU, you're catching them through their evening, and then catching US as they're coming online.
I'm really liking my time slot. I'm doing 10 a.m.
It's the time slot, I think.
I'm doing 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. now, and so I'm catching Well, I mean, that's like
Ooh,
a
you're not going as long to get the US people in the evening then, but pretty
no,
close.
no. But the longest I would go is until 6 p.m. either way,
Yeah.
right?
I've seen you on pretty late a couple times.
Sometimes, but that's because like I'm either having a blast or because
Yeah.
there's stuff to do or whatever,
hmm
right? I don't really see a benefit in because it's like I'm catching the US people at work, and then
Yep.
I'm catching the EU people in the evening or like during their work at the tail end, right?
hmm
I like where I'm at. It's nice, you know. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I don't feel
I
like I'm getting off too late.
I'm streaming it literally. I start at 6:30 a.m. Eastern time and end between like 10:30 and noon Eastern time. So it's like before EU gets home is when I'm getting off, and uh, US people are either not awake or just lunchtime at work maybe or whatever. But that's really it. So I am very proud of my success at the time slot that I'm in, because it is not easy to grow in that time slot, and that's I try to be pretty humble about things, and that's one thing that I'm very very proud of. Is it's a difficult time slot to have success in, and somehow I've been lucky enough to have it. So it's something that I definitely am proud of. That's for sure. But yeah, I've streamed a lot this year, a lot of days, but I've streamed 33 different games this year.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think that's also a part of my viewership downturn. I've also done a lot of sponsors. That doesn't do well for viewership either. Uh I'm going to tone down the sponsors
Are
a
you?
lot actually. Yeah. I recently did one. I think you're still doing it right now, is like a Capital One shopping thing.
Yeah.
I just finished it, and I didn't do well. And I started thinking that like I've been doing a lot of sponsors since I've been full time, and I think my audience doesn't want to engage with them anymore because they're just like over it. It's like every couple weeks this guy's asking me to do something, and
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I think it's time to tone it down. I think it's time to just do say no more. I basically said yes to most things that came around except for like Raid Shadow Legends, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like doing
Counterpoint.
well, but
Counterpoint. I have not been doing as much sponsorships. I do way less,
yeah,
and I did worse on the Capital One sponsorship than you.
I
And
think it might be because we share a lot of viewers, bro.
that's
And
also true.
I started it before you did.
That's also true. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, and I thought, you know, it was a slam dunk because
yeah.
it's extension that saves you money.
It's a free
Check the
browser
bio.
extension.
Check the bio for my link right now. I'm just kidding.
But put it in there. Who cares?
So
It's literally okay, and no hashtag ad. My sponsor is over. I don't care. Okay, this app has saved me more money than any of these browser extension apps I've used. It's actually good.
it is actually good. It saved me like $150 already. Like no
Yeah,
joke.
but
I'll
but
probably end up
everyone does.
saving more money on it than they pay me.
All the chatters are going, but they're stealing your data, Captain Berks, Saltier Mike. They're stealing your data, and I'm like, okay, dude. Like you put your
Oh man.
I put my face on the internet.
Bro, throw your phone away and go hide in the woods. You know,
Yeah,
if
like,
that's
come
what you're
on.
concerned about. But I mean, I kind of get it. But you know, it's like it seems like these guys are trying to get name recognition is what I assume they're trying to get out of the sponsorship.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when you think of Capital One, you think saving money, right? Like that's what I think. But who knows? Anyways, yeah,
Yeah,
I think
that's
that
a pretty big tangent. My bad.
yeah, no, it's okay. We went on a massive tangent there about the small streamer stuff. I think we're kind
Yeah.
of medium because where do you put like people under 10 viewers?
Micro. I mean,
Micro
casual.
streamer. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching the podcast and you have less than 10 viewers, you're a micro streamer. Okay, you
I don't know,
leave
like-
me and my micro stream alone, okay, Mike?
the the whole thing is like if you're doing it and you get 10 viewers, are you
My
doing
God.
it? Are you streaming consistently? Are you trying to do it full time? What are your goals? So there's a lot of
Maybe you're just getting
I don't know.
started, you know?
Exactly, but even if you're just getting started, uh I don't know. This sounds so elitist. I don't know of a better way to say it. But I don't intend to be this way or make it sound this way. But if you're only streaming like 1 day a week or not taking it too seriously, like, are you really a streamer or are you just, streaming? Like, I play hockey a couple
Mm.
times a week, but I'm not a hockey player. You know what I mean?
Why not?
That's kind of how
Can't be a hobby?
it is a hobby, but I think there's a difference between, like, being a
Mm,
thing is when you're, like, putting a lot of effort into it and consistently doing
mm,
it. So that's just, like, the way I look
mm.
at it. So, like,
I
somebody who's
see that.
streaming occasionally, I wouldn't call them a streamer.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people come to my Discord and ask for the content creator role, and it's like, "Okay, well, are you making content?" So I look, and most
It's so
99% of the
funny.
time they are. But well, it's funny because they're at the top of my Discord.
Well, it's funny because
So
I don't think anyone's ever asked me for that role. I've always given it out. Like, nobody's ever
well,
come to my. You know why?
I
Because
do too.
your Discord's way more active than mine, probably.
I think I have an
Yeah,
incredibly active Discord.
you do.
Yeah.
You've got some chatters, dude. You got some typers.
Yes, but they're just typing dog shit. It's like okay. My Discord used to be more like my
Nobody
stream
hates
where
Mike's chat more than Mike.
yeah. No, but I like my chat. My Discord used to be like my chat where they used to just like make fun of me or make fun of Star Citizen or just meme constantly. But people have gotten so frustrated with the Star Citizen project that it's like it's doomer fucking central there. They can't do anything right. Anytime anything comes out, it's just like the despair emote.
Mm,
It's just like, ugh. I go there and I go, ugh, and then I just, like, turn the phone over because the other option is arguing with these people, and I'm just like, I don't have the energy for it, but
fair enough.
it's super active Discord, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
fair enough. Fair enough. So, anyway,
What an
Cyberpunk.
advertisement for my Discord, by the way.
Cyberpunk.
True.
Coming out. If you guys haven't heard, great game. Their
I never played
new
it,
update. Yeah, Mike hasn't played.
but I'm
Police
gonna play.
changes, max tech, all that stuff. Gonna be really cool. And then they have the Phantom Liberty DLC coming. I saw the trailer for it. Looks really good. I don't know if it's gonna be good, but the trailer was cool. I had
Okay.
what's his name? Idris, whatever his name is.
Oh, Idris Elba
Yeah.
Elba?
Yeah. I don't know if he's actually gonna be in it, but he may have just been in the trailer. But
Okay.
it was cool. It was interesting, and it looks like a good hook for a story, is what I'll say. If you haven't seen it
Are
already.
you good are you gonna I asked you before the podcast, did you finish Starfield? No,
No, I
was
have
the
not.
answer. Are you going to try to finish Starfield before Cyberpunk comes out,
Mm-mm.
or are you just gonna just play them as you go?
No, I'm not. See, it's so funny because everyone like comes into my stream, and I'll make arguments about game time and spinning games, and people are like, "Oh, well, that's easy coming for a streamer who plays games 8 hours a day." And I'm like, dude, honestly, I feel like I have less time than ever to game. Like I've got a lot of stuff going on IRL as well. But it's like whenever I'm off stream, I'm not like opening up Star Citizen, opening up Starfield and just playing another 8 hours, It's like I'm
No.
editing, I'm working on content for my stream, I'm working on the podcast, which eats up a lot of my time. And then, I have a girlfriend who I'm dating I need to spend time with. And then, I have a house that I'm taking care of as well. Just built a fire pit in the backyard. Looks awesome.
Hell yeah, nice.
Literally laid like 600 bricks, poured concrete and everything. So the answer, that's a long answer to say, I'm going to take my time with it. If I'm not playing it on
How
stream, it's just going to take my time with it. I've opened it up once since I stopped playing it on
are you?
stream.
I guess that kind of answers my question. Were you gonna play it on stream? And what's your like? How
Cyberpunk?
are you? Yeah, but let me ask a second question to follow up that with that is obviously you're a Star Citizen streamer.
Mhm.
You seem to lean very heavily at staying with Star Citizen and not straying from it as much as me. I'm at least me lately. All I've wanted to do is just jump into other games and
Yeah.
experiences things that I haven't before. Um, how? What's your plan going forward over the next like couple months, because
Yeah,
you do have Starfield. I don't know about you, my viewership is holding in Starfield quite well, and I'm very happy with it.
that's
So
awesome.
like, so I can keep playing that and be like, okay, cool. It doesn't kill my stream either, and I can have fun. That's good. Maybe the same thing will happen with Cyberpunk, but what's your plans going forward with it? And are you going to play it on stream? And are you going to continue to play Starfield on stream? Like, what are you planning on doing?
I think I had some really great streams with Starfield. I
Yeah,
loved it. I think my stream loved it. But I think most people who are a part of my community are over it.
fair.
And I think they'd rather watch me play something else. And
Yeah,
listen, I know people are in the comments are going to be like, just play what you want and it's not a big deal.
that's
And
not
blah, blah,
how it
blah.
works.
Well, it's not just not how it works, but it's also like, I'm here for you guys. You know, I wouldn't be a streamer if I was just trying to play whatever I wanted. Even variety streamers, you know, they're trying to play what their viewership likes to see. Because
Mhm.
at the end of the day, it's like what me and Mike are entertainers. We're trying to entertain people and we're trying to give them content to watch throughout their day or why they're playing games. What?
I just it's like the small streamer thing. I don't look at it that way at all.
Yeah, it's so weird because it's like that's how I see it. It's like I'm not like I'm
Yeah.
this big personality and you should be bowing down to me and I'm a big celebrity. That's not what I mean at all. What I mean is like I more see myself as like the cool friend that, you know, people you know, want to invite to hang out with
Yeah.
them or whatever, or the person you see at work that is like makes your day or whatever. That's what I want to be to people, you know? Not that everyone
Yeah,
likes
and
me, but you get what I'm saying.
no, but that's like
I'm
your
trying to
goal,
brighten
and
people's day. I'm trying to entertain them per se.
and you do that. Like you're like, listen, we're friends and all that stuff, and like we do the podcast together. But I even before this, I would watch your stream for my own entertainment. But the way I look at it and the way I've always approached streaming is
Mhm.
like very different from what a lot of other
Mm.
streamers say and do. I stream because it's fun for me.
Hmm.
I do like it's a very selfish like way of thinking it, but I go live because it's fun for me. They like the chatters make me laugh. So I do it for
I think that's
me.
also
I'm
true.
not doing it for I don't like so when people tell me go do this, do that, you should do it this way, or you know, like I don't like the way you're streaming because of XYZ. It's like, yes, I will absolutely take that feedback into some for some cases, it's like, okay, sure, I'll make some changes for the viewer. But like, you know, people ask like, why do you always stream Star Citizen? Even, you know, XYZ are problems with it. It's like because the people show up that make me laugh and we have a good time when playing that game while when streaming in that category or talking about that game or whatever, right? It's fun for me. So like we're we're ach- we're like getting to the same end,
Hmm.
but like I just look at it from like this totally different perspective.
Yeah,
And
I
I know
think
it
we're
sounds
saying the same
selfish,
thing.
but yeah, I know it sounds selfish, but it's not. It's just like I really enjoy streaming, so
Yeah.
I stream.
It's like the reason
Yeah.
I don't want to play another video game is because I don't want to make new friends. You know what I mean? Like chat's my friends, basically, you know? And
True.
it's like I like hanging out with these people. I look forward to seeing people every day. Like the same
Yeah.
names. I'll be like, oh, this guy popped in today. Cool. You know, like, oh, this guy, how are you doing? Whatever. Like I look forward to seeing people every day, you know?
Do you know who
And so,
popped in my stream today?
who?
This is like the chatters or the chatters the listeners are not gonna recognize this name most likely, but Sergeant Gamble. Does that name sound familiar to you?
Dude, he quit streaming when I first started. So I don't
Okay.
know him.
So it's just like an old legendary kind of like Star Citizen streamer was doing really well. Just had some IRL things happen and stopped streaming, but he just showed up today. So it was just like, oh shit, you know.
Yeah,
And
that's
like
cool.
that's kind of that's like one of the things about streaming that you end up uh like certain viewers or chatters, you start to get to know them. You know, you're talking about whatever, so
Yeah.
you learn about their perspectives on life, situations that happen in their life. Sometimes they share, right? So you start to get to know these people on a more personal level, and
Yep.
it's yeah, it's like just hanging out with friends, right?
Yeah.
That's what streaming ends up becoming. It's just a
Right.
lot more friends than you would normally hang out with.
Yeah, sometimes the best, and when I say like I'm an entertainer or whatever, again, that's not supposed to be like I'm the center of attention. I'm an introvert. I don't even like being the center of attention,
Yeah,
honestly.
same.
And sometimes the best part of my stream is the chat, you know? Like if
Yep.
my chat all disappeared overnight, I'd be nothing, you know? Like that's just the truth. Streamers are nothing
Yeah.
without their community. So yeah, props to you guys. But that all to say, I like streaming Star Citizen because that's where my people are, you know?
Yep.
And whenever I branch out to other games, it's because I feel like there is momentum, and it's going to be fun for everyone, right?
Yeah, or a connection.
Yeah, there's a connection. And so it's like
Void Crew, right? It
Void
worked.
Crew. That's a cool game. Yeah, totally. So am I going to be playing Cyberpunk day 1? Absolutely. Am I going to be playing it day 7? Probably not. Yeah, we'll have to see. Right? Day 1 for sure. Day 7, we'll see. And I'm not a big single player guy because the deal is that I'm open to suggestions. If anyone in the comments wants to hit me up. But the thing is like I'd be totally open to leaving Star Citizen completely until it's like in a more solid state and streaming something else. I'm not loyal to Star Citizen per se. But the thing is like what would I even play? Like what other game could I pivot to where I feel like I can have the interactions and the conversations, you know? I don't know.
Well, it just comes down to like what sort of interactions and conversations do you typically have when you stream a game like Star Citizen? You're talking about how the game could improve.
I'm talking about
right?
in-game. I'm talking about in-game.
Oh, in-game.
In-game, dude. Bounty hunting. I'm talking to people. I'm VoIPing with people. We're teaming up. Oh, he's a pirate. He shot me instead. Now I got to go get revenge. You know, it's like DayZ. Yeah, we talked about this. DayZ, Rust. Maybe a Tarkov a little bit. But it's like Rust is really toxic. Sea of Thieves. Minecraft. Oh my God. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, I found my next game. It's Minecraft. No, but if like DayZ
built the city behind us.
I'll tell you this. DayZ 2 comes out, right? Or like a DayZ clone that's much better. I'm gone for Star Citizen. I'll play it, but it's not my main game anymore. The reason I'm a Star Citizen streamer is because the interactions I get in that game are unmatched. They're unrivaled. And the things you can do in that game are cool. I'm a sci-fi fan. I love space. I love sci-fi. I love Star Citizen. However, I would, in a heartbeat, play a DayZ 2. In a heartbeat, I think. Yeah. So I'm just waiting on a game like that. Sure.
Okay. So that kind of answers the question that I was going to ask, which was like, what other game would I play?
No. Are you going to be playing Cyberpunk?
Oh, yes. I would. So for me, the one thing that I want to start trying to do, we've discussed this, I believe, on the podcast before, is just streaming more single player games, streaming more games, period, and learning how to stream a single player game. I definitely didn't learn in Starfield. Dude, I have gotten nowhere. I haven't built a base, haven't built a ship, haven't done nearly any of the quest lines. I've done nothing, and I'm like 40 hours in.
What have you done?
And I'm like level 19. I like just random, like the game is ADHD like problem. Like I go somewhere, there's an icon on a planet. I go there and I go through that interaction. And then like a few hours later, it's like, oh shit, I gotta finish it. I gotta go. I got something I need to do. I gotta leave. So I don't know what to do. Like I want to, that's kind of why I asked you what you were going to do, is because I was curious, because I want to I want to
finish it,
play both, or do I want to finish it? I don't know what I want to do. Yeah,
it's tough.
Also, I realized something about the followers gained about our conversation before.
Oh,
we're at the same followers.
Oh,
one day I randomly got 2,000 followers all at one time. Some weird ass like bot thing happened.
Oh, gotcha.
And I messaged Twitch, and was like, "Can you get rid of these? This is when this happened at this time." I heard they do it every once in a while. Yeah, so I think we're about the same. But I was just looking at the chart and I saw a straight line up, and I was like, "What is that?" And it was followers gained, and I was like, "I remember that day."
Speaking of ADHD.
Yes, exactly. So like I just bounce all over the place, and I never actually went through any of the quests.
Is it bad that I love that though? Like that's what I've always loved about Bethesda games.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah, that's
I
why
feel like I could play the game for 200 hours.
Yeah, that's what I've always loved about Bethesda games. That's the content density that I've described that I dream about in Star Citizen, but will probably never come just because of the scale of the game. Is you go to a cave, and in that cave there's a note, and that note leads you to a city, and in that city you're on your way into a bar to meet up with this person who lost their note because they were on their way to meet their grandma, and they lost their walkie-talkie, but then someone stops you and they're like, there's a bounty hunter after me and I need you to impersonate me so I can, sneak away while you take care of the bounty hunter. And you're like, okay, I'll do that. And you kill him. And then on him, there's a contract to go to the Bounty Hunters Guild. And now you're a part of the Bounty Hunters Guild. And now you're on this completely different quest line because you started. Like, those are the things that I dream about in content density in games. And it's what Bethesda has done so well in their games. And I know that, Starfield's definitely not been for everyone. I've loved it.
It's not perfect by any means.
It's not perfect. I think with one major update, I think it would go to a 8 out of 10 for most people.
There was an update. They're talking about doing an update, but it doesn't sound very major. They had an announcement.
They did do an update recently. It was like widescreen support,
like
DLSS, stuff like that. Yeah.
That stuff. Yeah.
Small stuff.
So did it actually?
I think it hit. Yeah, I think it hit.
Okay.
But I think if they added ground vehicles and they cut out some of the fade in, fade out loading screens, which I do think would be very easy for them to do. I think they did that stuff for Xbox. Surprise, surprise, they're owned by Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
But I literally found out that a lot of these places are not instants. They're physicalized, like the buildings that you go up and down the elevators. I didn't know that. Because because I was getting markers for like certain quest items below me, below the floor. So like the stuff's actually there, but for some reason they have you fade in and out in the elevator, and they probably could have made that a real thing. So either they ran out of time or it was for Xbox. I don't know, but either way, if they got rid of that and some of those fade in, fade outs, and they added ground vehicles, I think it'd go to an 8 out of 10 for a lot of people. Is my thought, but because that's what I see.
Game of the year for you after all this time now.
It's my game of the year.
Okay.
It's my game of the year for sure. But again, I'm biased. I love sci-fi and space games, right?
Yeah.
It's
Do you
definitely
think
mine.
Cyberpunk could change that?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. But the thing is the reason why we were talking about the greatest game developers we're kind of getting off topic here, but we were talking about the greatest game developers.
There are no topics, dude.
Hey!
We just go.
No, true. You're totally right.
We do have topics.
You're totally right. But
just have fun.
Yeah, no, totally. So in my stream this week, we were talking about who's the greatest game developer of our generation. And someone was trying to say it was Larian, which is the people who made Baldur's Gate. And I'm like, how can they be the greatest game developer of our generation when they put out one banger in the last 20 years? It obviously isn't them. I think it's Rockstar. I think Rockstar is our greatest game developer of the generation. Think about how many amazing games they put out in the last 30 years. An insane amount. They're working on Red Dead Redemption 3 now. It's confirmed. They're working on GTA 6, I mean, dude, they honestly are doing amazing work. And Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably the most immersive game of all time, if you ask me. It's probably
another game I never played.
It's old as heck now, too, right? Like, well, not really, but I mean, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 years old. Came out in 2016 originally. Amazing, beautiful environment. Well, it came out in 2018, I think, on PC.
No, I know. I'm just think about the timeline of the game that we play, dude. And you just called a game that came out in 2016 old.
I'm talking about from the release date, right? So there's no more graphical updates. There's no more, right?
I know.
Yeah.
I know, but it still makes me want to throw up.
Oh, God. So you've got Red Dead Redemption 2, amazing story, beautiful immersive environments, beautiful details, huge expansive map. It basically feels boundless, right? Red Dead Redemption 3 probably going to be even more impressive. And the immersion that you get from that game and the details and the painstaking passion that went into that game is insane. And then they come out, right? And they're like, oh, we're going to do GTA 6 as well. And they just launched GTA 5 before that, which was insane, right? Like, they're probably the greatest game developer of our generation. And I think it's not even close. I would love for someone to say there's a better game developer. Maybe Nintendo, you could say. Maybe. But I think that's a different kind of genre of game, right?
Does Nintendo make AAA games?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they make their own
Zelda.
consoles. I mean, look at Zelda, for example. Look at Mario Odyssey and the Mario games.
I guess it's their art style that makes it feel not AAA because it's not as realistic or whatever.
Fair enough. It's a different kind of game for sure. You could say Nintendo, man, it's hard for me to love Nintendo these days. Like, not their games, but the company, because they're assholes. But you could say Nintendo is probably the only competitor, I would say. There are
Rockstar.
There are definitely some other good game developers out there. Sony, right, has put out some amazing games. I'm trying to think who else. Obviously, like I said, Baldur's Gate 3, Larian. But again, it's like one game in 20 years.
You can't say Blizzard. Really
that's crazy, right? Because Blizzard, I mean, you could say, I don't know,
Blizzard, man.
Activision, DICE, EA, these game developers have all kind of, in my opinion, really fallen off. And yeah, Rockstar's not perfect. They do microtransactions, completely optional and stuff, only for the online mode, right? Like, these are very optional microtransactions.
Yeah, but they're very not malicious. What's it called? They're very
exploitative. What?
Yeah, they're bad.
Hmm.
They're bad. I watched a video and it was like, whoa.
Really?
Okay.
I played GTA really Online a lot and never felt the need to buy a shark card.
No, it started like getting worse and worse
Really?
over time. Yeah, where it's like, these are the best things, and it would take you forever to get, like hundreds of missions in order to get the best car. So you might as well just buy a shark card, kind of thing. So yeah,
if you care about that kind of stuff.
If you care about that kind of stuff, sure. So
right.
And people do, but
this is like the Star Citizen argument, right?
Not necessarily.
Almost, right? Because like, how long would it take you to legitly, not exploiting, get a 890 jumping game?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and that's basically, I don't know who started working there, but it's they feel like they're coming from mobile games, and that's what Rockstar, they're taking those. At least in GTA 5, they're going down that route of the very mobile game, malicious kind of marketing stuff. But
interesting.
Yeah, but Cyberpunk's not.
Don't love that.
They just no microtransactions there, really, kind of, maybe, but you are paying for the DLC.
Man, I'm gonna piss
been a thing.
I'm gonna piss some people off really bad. A lot of people might say CD Projekt Red, greatest game developer of all time. Some people would argue that. A lot of people wouldn't. Some people would.
I think. I mean, Witcher 3 is legendary, right?
Dude, Witcher 3 was just okay for me.
I never played it.
You never played it?
Bro, I have the laundry list of games that I'm going to go through.
Let me explain.
I'm going to go through them.
Listen, if you're watching or you're listening, please put your pitchforks down. Let me explain. I didn't play Witcher 3 until years after it came out, and it had been so unbelievably hyped to me, right? Legendary, like you said. So I open it up. I start playing. I get an hour in. I'm at the tavern. I get a mission. I got some little magic stuff going on. The combat is just okay. Like, anyone who's going to say Witcher 3 combat is amazing, out of their mind. It's just okay.
I'm assuming it's just the story that people are interested in.
Right. The story, the open world. I thought that was really cool. I get 10 hours in. I get 20 hours in. And I'm waiting for there to be this oh my God moment. And for me, it just didn't really ever come. I did a bunch of different quest lines. Let me see. I don't know. I don't know if I could look at my playtime, but I did a bunch of different quest lines. I ended up getting to this some kind of tower that had witches or goblins or something in it, and then I just kind of tapped out after that. I was like, okay, it's cool, but it didn't change my life, and I was expecting it to, because of this hype that people put. And honestly, I think that's why people hated Cyberpunk day one, because they were overhyping themselves and they were overhyping each other. Right? Definitely the devs had a part in it, for sure.
Of course, they always do.
They always do. But I think you had this issue where, people were just so unbelievably hyped for the game. Same with me with Witcher 3, that my expectations could not live up to the game standards. They just couldn't. Super excited for the game, and I was just like, it's pretty good. So I think Witcher 3, for me, without putting any more time in it, 7 out of 10. But maybe I should pick it up, and I should play it again. Maybe I should pick it up and play it again. Now, similar kind of game, similar kind of environment. I liked it a lot more. Red Dead Redemption 2. For me, that game's like a 9.5 out of 10. I don't know why I like that game so much more, but I did. So
maybe I
just need more time than Witcher. I don't know.
Could be. There's also the whole cowboy theme's pretty unique,
Mhm.
I think, so that might help as well. It's just something different. It's fresh,
It
as
hasn't
far as
been
video games
done
goes.
extremely well.
Exactly. Yeah. Um, I think that that definitely helps and intrigues me for it. I don't know why, but for some reason, maybe the Witcher angle, uh, a game series that I've really wanted to jump into and never did, Monster Hunter.
Hmm.
Did
I
you
heard
ever
it was really
play that
good.
game?
Nope.
I've heard so many good
I've
things
never
about it
played
too.
any of them. Never played any,
Same,
but I've
same.
heard
But
they're
that
really
would be
good.
something. Yeah, that would be something I might want to do.
Every time I've
But yeah,
opened up a stream and saw someone playing it, every time I've like peeked over someone's shoulder, they're playing it at a, like, a LAN or something. It's always looked really good,
okay.
but I've just never played it, never opened it up.
Yeah, just I don't know why that popped in my head, but that's something that for whatever reason interested me.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Speaking of small streamers,
Oh God.
have you ever rated a small streamer?
Never. Only you.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Yes,
It-
I've rated streamers before.
But have you ever rated like the one viewer or the even I don't know. I guess using the word small isn't fair. But you ever rate
Micro.
somebody
You ever rate a micro streamer?
Shut up. You ever rate somebody and everything's like you derail their stream because
Oh
you rated
no. Absolutely. Yeah, that's happened so many
Yeah.
times.
them? It sucks. I don't like when that happens. Like I
Why?
rated a guy the other day and his follower alert was like 30 seconds long.
Oh my
So,
God.
but like before the raid, I always try to say this thing. It's like, all right, guys, because I don't raid people that often anymore. I like to
I've
just turn
noticed
off the
that.
stream.
Yeah, I've noticed
Yeah,
that.
I prefer to turn off the stream if I am done because like maybe I'm old. I don't know what it is, but when I'm done streaming, I'm done. So I need to get away from the computer for a second. I need to turn the
Mhm.
lights off in here. I need to walk away and I need to just decompress. So if I don't have the 5 or 10 minutes to hang out in that person's chat, like sometimes it's like I got to go, I had something to do. If I don't have the 5 or 10 minutes of energy or time, I don't raid. But if I have it, I do. And before I do, I always say, be good raiders. Spam some emotes maybe, but in general, when you get there, hit the follow button and give them some of your time. You might find your new favorite streamer, right? So
It's good advice.
give them some of your time. Be a good raider. And so if I can't be a good raider, I'm not going to rate at all. That's just kind of my mentality on it. I think rating and running without saying anything is just weird. So sometimes I'll like if I if I know like you just went live and I finished, sometimes I'll raid somebody like you and be like, "Hey guys, can you just tell him I had to leave?" Something like that, right? But I rated this guy and his follower alert was like 30 seconds long.
Oh no.
And because I told everybody to follow, it just went on forever and he like didn't turn it off and he was
Oh
just like,
no.
he was just like, oh man, this is gonna go on for a while. And I'm just like, yeah, just turn it off, man. And it's like it brings me to like one of those things where you had brought up on the stream. It's like even if I was streaming to one viewer, you got to pretend like you're streaming to 5,000,
Yep.
right? Even if you're streaming to 500, you got to pretend you're streaming to 5,000. If you were streaming and you had 5,000 people, yeah, like because you have one, every follow counts and it means something. But when you aren't small anymore, then you have to remove that. So
Hmm.
like I always just think, as far as like streaming theory and like alert theory, because I really think about this stuff a lot. I thought really long and hard before making my alerts. It honestly took me years to get to the alerts that I have now, and I was thinking about it on a regular basis. Is I think subtle is just better. As long as you take the time out to thank that person, they don't need the giant song and dance every time there's a sub or every time there's a follow or every time there's anything. I don't have a rate alert either because I don't want my stream to stop because somebody else decided to do something. I want to thank them for it and I want to appreciate it.
Mhm.
I absolutely appreciate everything from the bottom of my heart, but one person shouldn't derail the stream. I think we talked about this a while ago too about
Yeah, no,
alert like
totally. I think
bits.
this is probably like a really good like thing for if you guys are streaming out there or you like want to become a streamer, like if you get raided or like a big raid during a stream, or even a small raid, go watch back when that happened and see what the moment felt like. Did it feel good? Did you feel like your energy was well received? Because honestly, you just got a influx of, 10, 15, 50, 100, 20, 300 viewers sometimes, right? Like, it just depends, like, how big the raid. But, like, the worst thing I think that could happen, right, is two things. Is, first of all, all right, I'll make a third. First of all, ignoring the raid completely is, like, the worst thing you could do. That's probably number one.
Because I don't have a sound or an alert, I do miss them
Mike,
sometimes.
oh my God. Oh my God, Mike. Anyways, I'm never raiding Mike again. Don't raid Mike if you guys are streamers. But no, I'm just kidding. You don't have a alert at all?
Nope.
I want to change mine. Mine's kind of like loud and obnoxious. I've wanted to change it for a while, but it's not too bad. It lasts like 5 seconds and then it's over.
Yeah.
But mine's like 6 years old at this point. Like, it's like from when I first started streaming. Like, I literally made my raid alert like day one. And I thought it was the shit at first. But it's like this, shield overlay comes up and it's like, we're being raided, blah blah blah. Intruder alert.
Is it your whole stream?
What?
Does it go over the whole screen?
Yeah. You've never seen it?
I have. Yeah, I've raided, but I don't remember it. I think it's like blue wireframe.
Yeah. It's like a shield.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's like hexagons, like SDF or something. Yep. But yeah, I thought it was the shit. But the thing is like, if I raid you and like your alerts are super loud and they last a long time, it takes away attention from you, right? Mm-hmm. I understand that if you're a smaller streamer, you want to recognize subs, you want to recognize follows, but the energy you put across, like, I think where the recognition should come from is your mouth.
It's you.
Right.
Yeah, the streamer.
Your mouth. And you should be thanking raids too, right? Oh my God. Yo, what's up, everyone? How was your stream? Welcome to the stream. This is what we're doing today. This is what we've done today. Like, let people jump in on the action by giving them a summary of what's happened and what will happen, and then who you are, right? Mm-hmm. And then play the game, right? Like, people want to see you play the game, especially if you're doing something cool at the moment. Yeah, just play the game. Don't let us like distract. Don't go into your just chatting screen and talk to them for 15 minutes. Like, play the game.
That's like, some people have a whole spiel ready to go for every raid. This is what I do. I have 3 kids. I have 2 dogs. I was born in this date. I went to college at this college. I studied this, and then I moved here, and then I went there, and then and now here we are today.
Wait, pause. Mike, I want to run a scenario by you, okay? Yeah. I'm going to pretend that I just rated you, and I want you to pretend, like, I want you to just act like, what would you say if I rated you? 500 viewers and boom.
I wouldn't see it for like 10 minutes and then they would laugh at me, most likely. But no, I actually don't have a plan for that. So if it's you, it's a little bit different. I'd be like, yo, man, what's up? What's up, everybody? What you been up to? What was Berks doing today? And that, like, this is something I am bad at, right? Like what you described earlier is like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, here's what I'm doing right now. Like, bring them into the conversation of what's going on. Here's the thing. I also like, I'm reacting to other videos. I'm making YouTube content on my Twitch stream. And then like, that's every time I get a raid, it's not at the right time. And it's like, dude, I can't stop what I'm doing here to thank you for the raid, because I'm literally making a YouTube video right now.
At that point, it's up to your mods, right?
Okay.
I feel like if you're in the middle of content, I think it's up to your mods. If you've turned alerts off, I think, like I said, it's up to your mods.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. That seems fair. That's sort of where I'm at. Is I think that's what I can improve is exactly what you said. Just bring people into what you're doing. Hey guys, practicing some mining today or whatever, right? But yeah, occasionally there's been bad times, and usually it is. But yeah, I don't have an alert or anything. My alerts are very subtle, small sounds, and very subtly on the screen. I have one very large big screen, 2 of them, is if you gift over 10 subs or 10 or more, like some spaceships fly by and drop some gift
Mm,
boxes. And then my 100-month sub. So if you've subbed for 100 months, that's a big one. It's like fireworks and shit all over the screen.
that's cool.
But other than that, yeah, I try to keep it very, very, very simple.
I think
So,
that's the right thing to do. Keep the content on the content, which is you.
yeah.
You know, it's you in the game. Keep the content on the
Yeah.
content. I think that alerts should be, unless that is the content. For some people, that I've watched this guy, and he has it's crazy. He has an alert.
Some people are nuts, man.
I need to find this guy after my stream and send him to you because he's
Okay.
insane. And someone in the comments might know who this guy is. But there is a guy who's made his whole stream about donating and about the alerts and stuff. And he does it. He's really good at it. Like it's super impressive. So like 666 bits is like this one alert, and then 665 bits is this other alert, and then 348 bits is this other alert. And he's got like, oh, donating $1 is this, donating $2 this, donating $10. Like every single thing has an alert, and it's crazy.
Yep.
He has this massive list, and one's like the metal pipe meme, but it's a nuclear metal pipe, and it will be like, and it's like dropping in the background. He's like, oh no, what's happening? And it'll like drop, and then it's like, and then it plays the metal pipe sound. Like,
Hold on, dude.
Do you know
Hold
who
on.
I'm talking about?
No, but he's basically, that meme of the TikTok NPCs?
Kind
Doing
of,
the-
but he does it
It's
way
essentially
better.
that.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
he does it, but he's brilliant at it. It's not just
Is
like
it- Is it the guy that's like he's got like all the gear on and like no, do you know what I'm talking
he's like
about?
wearing. No, I don't know who you're talking about. He wears like. I tuned in his stream. He was playing Dark and Darker, and he was wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know him.
That's who I was talking about.
The guy who I'm thinking about, I follow. Sushi Dragon or something is his name.
Sushi Dragon is like,
Yeah.
okay, Sushi Dragon takes it to a whole nother level. He's like,
I mean,
he's like a
nuts.
VFX artist.
Yeah.
He's like wearing a full body motion capture suit and like green
Yep.
screen in the background, and he has
Yep.
like camera robots like following his every move. That's in my opinion, that's like totally different. But
Yeah.
that guy's insane as well, for sure.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like content like that is like fun to watch, but it's also hard to watch like long term,
Consistently. Yeah. It's not what I come to Twitch for.
No.
Like I come to Twitch to talk to like I was really bummed out. So I had this experience with another content creator. He creates content for Ashes of Creation, incredibly toxic, my kind of streamer. Okay? Love this guy. He's so ridiculous. And I have an emote that has the viewer icon, so the little guy, little red guy, with 200. It says only 200. Because one time I was playing Sea of Thieves, and there was like a 12-year-old that ended up joining our crew. And
I remember the story. It's so good.
I was asking him who his favorite streamers are, and he's naming Tim the Tap Man, Summit, all this shit, right? So like huge streamers. And the guy I'm playing with goes, 200 people are watching you right now, and this little 12-year-old goes, only 200, and just absolutely shits on me, right? So this emote is like a inside joke. So there's another streamer. He makes content for Ashes of Creation. He's streaming to about 200 people. And he definitely aspires to be a much larger streamer, definitely watches much larger streamers. And he's a great Twitch streamer. He gets it, but he just started. He hasn't been doing it for very long. He's got 200 viewers, which is fantastic, by the way. And one of my viewers... Small streamer. One of my viewers puts that emote in his chat.
Oh my God.
And he loses it, looks who the emote's from, bans the guy, finds me, makes fun of me for being a Star Citizen streamer. I'm literally a fan of this guy, and he's shitting on me the whole time. And then I've come by his stream. Here's the thing, though. I went by his stream the last couple days. I do not have my partner icon on because I don't want to draw attention to myself. I just want to be a chatter. So I'm just being a chatter. I'm spamming emotes. I'm being toxic. But I'm also like typing messages that I hope he reads and responds to. Doesn't respond to a single fucking thing. right? Just keeps doing his thing.
So you put the only 200 emote in this chat.
Nah, not yet. Not yet. But it's,
I would totally do that.
I will never post one of my own emotes in a
Really?
chat. Ever.
Really?
Ever. It's not self-promotion, but I find it to be weird.
Okay. Interesting.
Maybe not an... Okay.
I'll only post it if it like really fits.
Yes. So here's the deal. A lot of my emotes are faces of like Star Citizen developers or like certain memes.
A lot of them are like situationally good though. Like
Yes.
they work.
Yeah. So there's occasions where maybe, but I will never post my own face. Things like that. Because I don't know. I find that to be weird. But I came to streaming in a time and day where like self-promotion was like this like thing that people freaked the fuck out about. Like freaked out about. So I'm maybe a little PTSD from that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's just something I wouldn't particularly do. And I've definitely had issues with like taking self-promotion a little too seriously from people in my channel, and it's just, who cares, you know? Doesn't matter. Like, they're watching you.
I don't think, personally, I don't think it matters either when you self-promote. Like, if someone comes in my stream and they post their link, it's not, oh no, my viewers, they're melting away. Like,
I mean, I banned the guy.
I ban people when if it's the first thing they've ever said in my stream, immediate ban.
Course.
Immediate ban.
Yeah.
Because I know why they're there. But if they just are like a chatter and they've chatted for a while and then they post it, or they're like, oh, like whatever, I'll just, I'll politely be like, hey, listen, dude, I don't care, but it's just like, it's weird, that's all it is. It's like walking into a tire shop, owning a tire business, and being like, hey guys, by the way, I also sell tires, by the way.
Yeah,
it's not even that they're cheaper. It's just like, hey guys, I would like to announce that I also sell tires. It's just like, okay, cool.
And everybody just looks at you. It's like, yeah, but I'm here, so who cares? Like, what am I going to go drive to your place?
Yeah, I think it's a bigger deal to people when you're a smaller streamer, because like, let's say someone does leave and you have 10 viewers, that's 10% of your audience, you know? But now when people self-promote, I just ban them if they're a first-time chatter, that's it. But because just like it's just weird. That's all. It's just weird.
Yeah. It is. Did you see Mizkif this week?
Dude, I'm glad we're talking about this. So if you guys don't know, Mizkif leaked his Twitch earnings. I'm assuming this is what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Mizkif, if you guys don't know, is one of the bigger streamers on the platform. Probably averages, at one point he was streaming, like averaging
big
like 30.
Streamer.
Massive streamer. Mega, macro streamer, some would say.
Macro streamer. Yes,
so he leaks his Twitch earnings for 1 week. 1 week of earnings for this guy, I think was, am I right about this? 13,000? Yeah. 13,000 for 1 week.
And he said it was bad. He missed a couple days in the week. It was a bad week.
It was a bad week, guys. Really
bad week. That was a bad week.
Really bad week. But yeah, it's I guess, like, what would that come out to if it wasn't a bad week? If that was like his actual average. So 13,000 times
just under
52.
$60K a month.
So that would be
you're going for a year.
$676,000 a year just on Twitch. I would say that's not bad.
Not bad.
It's pretty okay. Pretty okay. You could probably afford like a house, maybe a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's only got a couple of YouTube channels as well.
A couple of YouTube channels.
Maybe some sponsors.
But this guy streams to probably about 15K people. Sometimes more, like he has in the past.
Time to get to the statistics.
Yeah,
I still have the page up, so we might as well look.
All right, yeah, do it. But yeah, basically it's people were talking about it, and then you were saying before the podcast he
20K average.
Okay, 20K average viewers. This is for 365 days?
In the last month.
In the last month? Okay, still a lot.
Yep.
So you were saying he made a video of how he broke down the money here.
Yes. So this is something I believe it's actually similar to what we spoke about, I believe, in our first ever podcast,
Okay.
which many of you have watched at this point. But he was basically saying that it was a bad week, didn't stream that much, and a lot of people. He was talking about how streamers make money, and he is a very large streamer, and there's a big difference between the way large streamers make money and the way smaller streamers make money.
Like
Berks and
us.
I, yes, it is. This is where the differentiation actually exists. Where do you make your most money on Twitch? Subs, bits, or ads from Twitch related revenue?
In the past, it has been gifted subs, but currently, I think it's paid subs. Do you want me to check?
No, you don't have to.
Checking. I've literally already checked the last 30 days. It's significantly paid subs.
Okay.
In the past, it's been gifted typically.
With streamers of Miskiff's size and even much smaller than him, it's ads. It is not their community. So it is ads. And that's why when you go to big streamers, and this is something he explained, when you go to big streamers channels, they are blasting ads off. And it's really annoying. That was the other thing about this content creator that I was watching. Just started streaming. I'm not sub to him yet. My Prime is being used on somebody else. And I'm getting blasted with ads trying to get to know this guy. How the hell am I going to get to know him? Right? But anyway, these big people, it doesn't matter. You're going to watch them anyway. So they're blasting ads at you and they're making thousands and thousands of dollars a month.
Mm-hmm.
And he was basically explaining, like, you don't need to sub to me. You can, I appreciate it, and it's fun. We get cool emotes and stuff like that, and it's like community building, but you don't need to do that. I'm fine. I can just run my ads. And that's like, I think that's, kind of where place where that differentiation between small and big comes from. When you start getting to a point where you're running ads and you're doing fine. There was another meme that's like not in our little doc that happened this week. Did you have the Pizza Hut bounty? Do you do bounties?
No, but listen to this shit, Chad. You ready? Dude, I don't have bounties. I don't have bounties. I've never had them, ever.
What?
I swear to God.
Them?
Okay, if you guys don't know what a bounty is, Twitch has basically sponsorships built into the website called bounties that you can take, certain partners can take. I've never had them, ever. I don't know why.
Try to sign up for them. Look for it. See if there's like a place somewhere where you need to sign up.
Yeah, I'll try.
Anyway, Pizza Hut has a bounty for their like pepperoni cheesy bread, and I got paid $102 to eat this pizza for 8 minutes. Okay, pretty good. That's a really good hourly, right? There's a much larger streamer. I can't remember his name, but he got paid $3,000 for the 8 minutes. Same ad, right? Same exact ad. He gets paid $3K. I got paid $100. So like that's where the ads when your view count goes up is just an astronomical difference.
Yeah.
Astronomical. And I know his viewer count is astronomically higher, but it's still just an insane number. $3,000 for 8 minutes, dude.
That is
like,
insane.
Just think of that hourly.
I was trying to think. There was a big Apex streamer who I think was offered like $7K for the Pizza Hut thing.
Yeah.
And he like posted, or someone posted on Twitter about it, like he leaked it or something. Yo, would you mind sharing with me how much money did you make on ads last month? Do you know? Can you look it up real quick?
I can look it up. Yeah, last month.
I can tell you. This is really interesting to me, and I'll tell you guys why.
Do you run ads during your stream?
I have never ran an ad during my stream ever. My mods, as a joke, will run them sometimes, without my permission. But I have never ran an ad on my stream ever. That being said, I somehow made $200 last month.
I made $180.
Yeah. How am I making like nearly? I mean, I made 187, 188. How did I make 188 and I didn't run a single ad? I mean, I know there's entry ads, right?
Pre-roll ads.
Pre-rolls.
That's all pre-rolls.
So I make 188 just on pre-rolls, bro. I wonder how much not that I'm going to do this, guys, but I wonder how much I'd make if I just ran them, blasted them.
Well, they tell you, right? So here, I'll take a look at my ad incentive program offer.
Dude, my ad incentive is fucking garbage. It always has been. I'll tell you what mine is. You ready?
Mine doesn't look as
we're
garbage.
linking all the shit. All right. How do I get there?
It's right under earnings.
Earnings.
At the bottom.
Ad incentive, view now. Okay. You guys ready?
They give us a range. Is yours good? Because mine's like decent.
Mine's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I did not expect it to be this high. Oh, I'm not doing it either. No way.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah, no way.
Say the top number.
The top number, like your highest at the 5 minute? What's your 5 minute?
No. The highest at 3 minutes. If you're running 5 minutes of ads, quit streaming. I'm sorry.
I completely agree.
You're an asshole.
Okay. So top number at 3 minutes. You go first.
3, 2, 1, 740.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Mine's 710.
Get crushed, nerd. I'm gonna take that $30 and I'm gonna buy a pizza with it.
5 minutes of ads an hour. Could you imagine the degen? They were asking some people. Okay, so I'm not gonna say who. I'm not gonna say who, but I have some juice. Okay. You ready? I have some tea. I'm ready to spill. So if you guys don't know, ad incentive program is this incentive program that Twitch started so that they could encourage creators to run more ads by letting them know ahead of time how much they would make for running ads for a certain amount of time, right? So mine, for example, says if I run ads for 3 minutes an hour for 86 hours for the whole month. Oh, maybe that's why.
God. I have to do it for 111, so you crush me.
Oh, get wrecked.
I'm absolutely distraught now.
For 86 hours this month, I would have to run ads for 3 minutes to make between $260 and $710. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But listen, here's the deal.
But it's a range. They have no idea what it'll be.
Are you ready, dude? The ad incentive program, when it was first conceptualized, did not. Do you know what I'm about to say?
Did not have a range. It was a flat fee, right?
This is not what I'm going to say. It did not take into account front page time. And so there were people who were getting on the front page, big front page time, and drops. Think about how big drops are sometimes. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 viewers. Tarkov drops, think about those. 100,000 viewers sometimes. Was not taking into account that. So I know multiple streamers who cashed in big on ad incentives without the viewership. I'm talking about tens of thousands of dollars a month. No, totally. I say good for them. I say good for them. And legally, they are 100% in the right because they're just clicking a button that says, yes, I accepted the terms. Yes, I'm going to run the ads.
Twitch really likes me.
They fucked up is what I'm saying. Yeah. Twitch fucked up. Someone at Twitch is probably going to get fired over that for sure. Well, maybe they didn't. Maybe they just didn't realize. Maybe it just swept under the rug. But maybe that's why they revisited and changed it to this system. But
yeah, I mean, they've always and this is going to continue to change. Actually, is they're giving us a range of about what you would get. They want to tell you if you ran ads this consistently, this is about how much money you would make. And at some point, they just want you to just run the ads and you make what you make. And it's a 55-45 split, I think, is what it is, and that's it.
I'll tell you what, though, they're not looking to pay people who are streaming to under 500 people. Under 1,000 people, $10,000 a month, and they were fucking doing that to lots of people because again, they were not taking into consideration front page time. And dude, that's wild to me.
Back then, so if I remember correctly, when the ad incentive program first dropped, what they did was they were like, if you do this, we will pay you this lump sum.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Which is not what we're dealing with now.
They were taking basically, they were making your estimate based on like your last 3 months of viewership. So months after these people, months after their front page time, right? So if let's say they were doing it today the same way,
the bounty system's broken in this way still.
Really? Okay, so
unfortunately.
So maybe Twitch is either aware of this or maybe they don't understand what they're doing or they're too lazy to fix it and they're just sweeping it under the rug. But
so with the bounty system. This is where it actually sucks. With the bounty system, they give you a top number. So mine was $102 for the Pizza Hut thing, and I had to have an average of 391 viewers during that 8 minutes. If I had less than that, they would prorate the amount down to the percentage that I was less. But if I
Mm,
go less than X number, which maybe like let's call it 200 viewers, I don't get paid anything.
wow.
Yes. So so as far as bounty goes, if you have like say
Do they pay you extra if you go over?
no. So yeah, which sucks, right? So say for example, a big streamer that has rated me occasionally, like once or twice, Burke Black, right?
Okay.
Streams
Good
really
guy.
late at night. I stream really early in the morning. Great guy. Has like 2K plus viewers. He'll raid sometimes, especially if he's like playing Star Citizen. That will take my bounty number for the next month up so high that I can't achieve the bounties. So I can't do them.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. So that sucks. But it's also though
You do the bounties immediately. He raids and you're like, bounty time, let's go.
I would never. That
I'm
would be
just kidding.
so bad.
I'm just kidding.
But it's what what you probably should do.
Yeah.
There's the other factor with bounties on Twitch is there's ads, like watching a clip for 2 minutes, like a little like actually playing an ad, and then there's the pizza thing, and then there's games. And the games will say you have to play this game for X amount of hours or 1 hour, and you have to average that viewer count. And that's impossible because everybody knows sponsorships, nobody cares, and the view count goes down, and you make a fraction or nothing when you do it. So there's a bounty right now for like Lies of P. That's why I asked you if you were going to play it.
Oh.
And I don't intend to play it for the bounty. I do want to get into more Souls games. I do want to get into more of these like punishing games.
For you to be like average, just curious. And how long do you have to play it? Like an hour?
I believe it's an hour. I'll let you know. 1 hour. I need to have 391 concurrent to get the max, which is impossible, and I can't go below 209. So I can't do it. So like I wasn't planning on playing it for the bounty. I was actually thinking about playing it for myself. But that's
I think you could stay above
pass.
209, but especially day one.
Not for an hour. Not for an hour in a game like that. I don't think so. Probably not. But then there's ones that are just like, watch this video for 1 minute. And sometimes I'll sit there and be like, 400 viewers? Guys, 1 second. And we'll just watch the video. And then it's just like bang, collect, and I'm done. And it's one of those things where it's like, dude, if your audience has to understand that stuff. I always explain it to them. If there's $100 sitting on the ground, are you going to pick it up? Or are you going to leave it there and walk away?
60 seconds. Surely.
Exactly. Everyone goes around. Everyone goes and says, I'm going to pick it up. I'm like, you're damn right you're going to pick it up.
Oh, man.
So that's what I'm doing right now. Don't complain. I'm just picking up the $100, man. Leave me alone. I missed the opportunity twice today to run the ad too. I saw it go over 400, but I was talking about something. I was doing something, and then it went down, and I was like, damn it, I can't do it.
Damn. I wonder what my bounties would be like, honestly.
They would be probably slightly above mine because your average is above. So it would be significantly above your average, and that's what I don't like. My average view count this month is not 391. Why the hell would you make me do that? Yeah. So it makes it. It makes you want to do it. It makes you not want to do it.
Because I got good numbers Starfield launch. So
exactly.
Yeah, interesting. So basically, you get punished for having good streams on the bounty system. Wow.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
If you consistently have good streams, you get incentivized, right? Because now you're making more. Because they also offer you more money if you had more viewers.
But anyone who streams knows that's not how it works, right?
Yeah.
So interesting. That is super interesting. Yeah, I
didn't know you didn't have it. That's funny.
I've applied before it and I got denied. But it was a while ago.
Twitch, what are you doing?
It was a while ago.
How me not ad friendly. Berks, very ad friendly. I'm the one with the bounties, you're not.
Mike, at one point every single partner got automatically opted into the bounties. When I became partner, that was not the case.
What?
I don't know.
I'm grandfathered in.
You're grandfathered in. Yep.
If you get banned, you're done.
Really?
Bounties are gone. Yep.
Really? Wow.
So every streamer who's been banned doesn't have bounties.
Wow. Say goodbye to Pizza Hut, boys. You can't get it anymore.
Don't be bad.
Even
no
a wrongfully
pizza for
banned
you.
sucks.
Wrongfully banned, they might
like appealed.
Turn that around. Yeah. Like, do you have extensions on your stream? This is, again, another thing not in our list, but this is crazy. And I can't believe I forgot about it when we were discussing what we would talk about today.
Tell me.
Do you have extensions on your stream at all? Turn them off. What extensions do you use?
Like BTTV. That's basically it.
No, I mean, like overlay extensions and things like that. Extensions that you turn on through Twitch. You know what I'm talking about? Twitch extensions.
My extensions, WizBot leaderboard, which is for like bits.
Turn it off.
Really?
Turn it off. Yep. Turn them all off for now until Twitch does something.
Streamlabs leaderboard?
Turn it off.
Really?
Yep.
Prime sub and loot reminder?
Turn them all off.
Really?
Dude.
That's an official Twitch one.
Doesn't matter.
What?
There's an exploit where people are gaining access to your account. A girl got banned, permanently banned, and she's lucky she was friends with Mizkif. This is why I remembered about this, talking about him, is she got permanently banned. They gained control of her account through an extension, typed the N-word in a bunch of people's channels. She gets perma-banned. And if she doesn't know Mizkif, she's done.
Wait, what did she do again? She got hacked through her extension.
Yeah, she got hacked through the extension.
Yeah, I've seen partnered streamers been coming into my stream and they've been saying stuff, but I thought it was through like they click the link. It's like some crypto link or something is what they've been spamming. Is that different?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a different thing. Okay. All right, well, they're all off now. I've also got two-factor. That doesn't help? Interesting. So what are they doing?
Like
they're gaining access to your account and then they're typing in other people's channels horrible things to get you banned. Of course.
Yeah, not worth it. None of those extensions add enough value that are worth the risk.
Fair enough. No, fair enough. I didn't know.
So just a little programming note for any streamers out there. Turn your damn extensions off for now until Twitch closes whatever loophole, and I'm sure they'll announce it when they do. If they do.
Interesting.
But there's some weird thing going on.
Yeah, interesting. I haven't heard anything about that, really.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
Speaking of bad things, do you want to talk about the main topic that I think we were planning on talking about today?
Yes, I really, really do. I think I know what you're going to say. We go ahead.
Unity.
What big boss fight of this podcast.
Stand up guys over there at Unity.
Holy shit. So tell me what you know about it.
They a year ago to the day, and
well, hold on. What is Unity for people who don't know?
Unity is a game engine. So think Unreal Engine, think Unity, think Lumberyard, think.
I think Assassin's Creed uses Unity. Ubisoft uses a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong about that.
Rust uses Unity.
Rust uses it. Tarkov uses Unity.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Well, okay. It's
Cult of the Lambs.
It's actually not that big of a deal. Apparently, I'm gonna have to look. I wish I had this pre-done. Rust Dev Twitter account. But basically, the guy who ran Rust has been talking about it. He said he was going to owe Unity like a few thousand a month. So like for a game as big as Rust, I don't know if this is as big of a deal as people are making it, but I want to confirm, and I really want to look.
I don't know if Rust is getting like massive amounts of new downloads these days. I could be completely wrong about that, but when I think of Rust, I think consistent community. That's what I think. People who have the game downloaded. But here's the problem, right? Is so if you guys don't know about the announcement, essentially this is what happened. Unity comes out after a board meeting and they say, hey guys, we're going to be charging from here on out 20 cents per install of a game. As far as I know, This means that if you delete the game and reinstall it, you get charged 20 cents again. This is how I understand it. It's not purchase. It's not per game purchase. It's per game install. Now, here's the other very interesting thing. First of all, I have no idea why they're going by that metric. That seems so stupid. It makes more sense to do it per purchase, right? I guess the reason why they're doing per install is because they don't have metrics to track purchases, but they do have metrics to track installs.
And in my research right now, that one of the Rust developers on Twitter said that their cheaters have already devised a system to uninstall and reinstall the game over and over again to cost Rust thousands of dollars.
Yes. And I can imagine people are going to be doing that wildly. It's going to be like the new form of doxing if you're using Unity. Don't get me wrong. I actually don't hate what Unity is doing in terms of charging people per item sold or something, product sold or whatever. It's the concept in its entirety is not terrible, but they're introducing it in the worst way possible. They're saying it's starting in 2024. And my main problem with it is these developers are already paying for a Unity subscription, right? So I could maybe see if they were getting rid of the Unity subscription. Hey guys, Unity is now a free to develop platform, but we're going to charge per install. Something to basically even it out.
They're doing both.
It feels like a cash grab. Maybe you get to choose. Hey, I'm either going to pay for the subscription. Like if you download Photoshop or something, I can pay for a subscription or I can buy it outright. Something like that makes a lot more sense. Apparently, the guy who's in charge of this decision, I don't know if you heard about this, sold off thousands of dollars worth of stocks.
Did. Yeah,
he sold
the
off
day before,
the week before, sold off thousands of dollars of Unity stocks. Not only that, but this is one of the guys who was in charge at EA that was responsible for FIFA loot boxes. He was in charge of a lot of Battlefield stuff. Apparently, he was noted in a Battlefield meeting talking about getting people to charge for reloading their guns.
Yeah, so he was. It's
maybe
not
a joke,
that bad, but no, it wasn't a joke. But it was highlighting how once a player has played for 6 hours in their game, that they're invested, and we could if we wanted to. That's basically what he was saying.
What a fucking joke! What an asshole, dude! It's like these are the people who are ruining games.
Yes, and the thing is like earlier we were talking about like these big studios and how they've kind of fallen off. You had said that, right? That's what these companies have kind of turned into, is just churning out
as much money as possible.
Yeah, and it's just not been about the game or about the doing great things or whatever these companies originally set out to do. You know what I mean? None of them intended to become these billions and billions of dollar companies. I can't imagine, right?
No.
So,
and a lot of these companies have just turned into these profit monsters, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. It feels wrong. It feels malicious.
It's those things. For
also,
sure.
something that's very interesting is the same guy is also quoted. He posted a tweet that said, "If you're making games for fun and not for profit, you're a fucking idiot." That's what he said. And or he was like, "You're a moron" or something. So like basically he's completely against the idea that you could develop a game for fun, release it for free. You know what also game is developed in Unity? Crab Game, dude. Completely. If you guys don't do you know what
I don't know
what
this is. Okay, so I'm actually looking at the tweet right now from them, but I'm not familiar with the game, so fill me in.
So Crab Game is a free to play game. It was a copy of Fall Guys, basically. A little bit more, but it was supposed to be mimicking the Squid Game, the Netflix series. But obviously you can't do all of the challenges they did in Squid Game on like a video game. So they changed it up so that it was more. So they did some Squid Game stuff. They did some like Fall Guys-ish stuff. But the idea was it was survival of the fittest. You had to make it to the end. And so what I would do is it's free to download. It's like a couple 100 megabytes, super easy to download. And so what I would do is when it was popular, I would literally get 50 of my people from stream. And I said, whoever's the last man standing gets the free ship from CIG. And it was awesome. It was so much fun. But what they're doing is they're backing people into a corner going, if you're not charging for your video game, you're going to be losing money, right? Another developer, small indie developer, ran a scenario where they said, if I release a free game and charge people for cosmetics, right? Well, not everyone's going to buy cosmetics, right?
Yeah.
And so what's going to happen is maybe you get 3 million people to download the game, but only 200,000 of them buy cosmetics. Well, now you're making a profit of $300,000, which sounds pretty good, but because of it's per install, now you're having to pay Unity $500,000. So you just lost $200,000. Yeah, $200,000 by getting 3 million people to download your game. You know, so they're basically backing people down, developing games, playing on Unity in order to, you know, make more money off of them by saying you have to charge money for your game or you're going to owe us X amount of money. So I guess probably the new free, if you're going to be using Unity, is going to be like $1 or something, right?
I don't think this is going to last.
Probably not, because a lot of people are saying they're jumping ships. The head Rust developer, made it sound like he was leaving Unity. That's what he made it sound. Rust 2.
That's crazy.
I don't know, but that's how he made it sound in his letter. I read the letter, and he made it sound. He said, we won't make this mistake again. And he's talking about Unity. That's what he said.
God
damn. He said, we will not make this mistake again. He said, even if they revert the change, they've lost our trust. That's what he said.
Did you see that there's two like subscription tiers? The
On
200K and the 1 million?
No.
Like, okay, so I think there's a number of different tiers, and maybe you get like different access to certain things. But if you're at one tier and you make over $200,000, then you have to start owing them. If you're at another tier and you make over $1 million, then you have to start owing them. But most of the smaller indie devs are at the 200K number. And like, dude, I was watching like an Asmongold react to it, and Asmon was like, if you have 3 people developing a game, that's like their 70,000 a year salary is 200,000. So like just the overhead of a couple devs, you're losing. Like, you know, like I'm already,
right.
I haven't made that money yet.
So I'm
at break even at that point.
No, 100%. So the question I have to ask is, how much money does I make $1 million and I start paying subscription costs per year?
I don't. Hold on. Let me scroll.
What Mike is saying, if you guys weren't following, I wasn't following for a second, is there's 2 subscriptions that you can pay for Unity. One that says, if I start making above $200,000 on my game profit, that's when I start paying the 20 cents per download. If you pay for the higher tier subscription, then you get opted into plan B, which is when I hit $1 million in profit, I start paying 20 cents per download. Do you see what the subscription plans are?
Yes. It's not that much different.
Really?
It's $3,000 a year versus $2,000 a year.
Okay. Well,
yeah, but like
seems like you would want to pay
difference. Exactly, the higher number.
It seems like a cash grab to me, especially the downloading thing.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Absolutely is. And it sucks, man. It's like,
you know what this reminds me of?
I miss old days. I miss games. I miss I miss when games were games.
You know what this reminds me of? The D&D thing. Did we talk about that on the stream? I think we did.
We may have, but that was just as bad.
Yeah,
that was
crazy.
Embarrassing.
They were trying to.
Did they stick with it?
No, I think they reverted it. I'm almost positive. Someone in comments, let me know. But
yeah,
they essentially, what happened was, what are they called? Waverly Wizards? Something?
Wizards of the Coast.
Wizards of the Coast. There we go.
Not Wizards of Waverly Place, dude. That's like a TV show.
So basically, Wizards of Waverly Place own D&D up until now, or Wizards of the Coast own D&D, or they purchased it, right? Or they had rights to it. E5 D&D. I can't remember. They acquired it is pretty sure how it happened. And so what happens is last year they come out with an announcement. Hey guys, from here on out, if you make D&D content and you make over X amount of money, you're going to be paying us. What was it? It was like a crazy amount, like 50%. They wanted to take 50% of all your earnings. If you were making money on Twitch, if you were making money on YouTube, if you were making money on podcasts, didn't matter. They wanted 50% of it. It was fucking wild. Or maybe it was less than that, but it was a pretty huge percentage.
Yes. Oh, and this is like you said, this is super, super similar, but kind of different. So what Unity is dealing with here is something actually we hear dealt with Star Citizen and this the PTU wave thing that went on. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but just to quickly touch on it, is Star Citizen has a live environment where you play live, it's always open, and then they have a test environment, which is like the next patch, and people are able to get in and test it before that patch comes out. Well, what was happening was people were downloading this patch, costing CIG money, and not actually testing the environment. So CIG made some changes about how they wanted to allow people to come in and test. What's happening here with Unity is you are downloading this Unity runtime thing from their servers. So you are costing Unity money, hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars a month for, or whatever. I don't know what the actual number is, but it's a lot of money to download this runtime thing if you have a lot of users. Rust, Honkai Star Rail, tons of these massive mobile games are running on Unity, millions of downloads. That's costing them money. They're trying to recoup these costs, which makes sense, but it seems like they're not, the numbers they chose and the thresholds they chose seem inappropriate in the same way that this Wizards of the Coast thing was. It was like, yeah, you're going after the big guy, but you're really not going after the big enough guy, right? You're going after too many people.
Installs is so stupid, right?
It's a stupid.
It's such a stupid metric.
A stupid metric. But
I download and re-download games all the time.
They're trying. True,
yeah.
and I get what they're trying to do. Like they're trying to recoup costs that they feel they shouldn't be dealing with, right? Because it's crazy that a game like Honkai Star Rail, which I'm not sure if you're familiar of, it's like this. Like anime gacha game that's it's like a mobile game, right? It's to get the max level character you're paying like $3,000. So these companies are billion-dollar companies with millions of players, and it's costing Unity way more, but they're paying the same amount as an indie developer would pay. So they're trying to figure out a way to be like, these guys are costing us more.
It's Unity that's eating the cost of the download?
Yes, whoever's okay. So CIG is eating the cost of us downloading the PTU. That costs them money. Every time you are downloading something from a website, wouldn't it be like using internet service, right?
But wouldn't it be like Steam? Wouldn't it be the developer that's getting hit, not Unity?
No.
Why?
Not
doesn't make sense.
Because with Unity, you are downloading the game. With a Unity game, you are downloading the game. That's costing the developer the money, or Steam the money. And with a Unity game, you're apparently downloading this runtime thing as well. That's coming from
Is that normal
Unity
for
servers.
game
I don't know.
engines?
I don't know. And you know what? I may be completely off, but I think I'm understanding it correctly. Is you need this
Is
runtime
it the spyware
thing?
that you're downloading?
Probably.
I'm just kidding.
Well, that was another thing that was mentioned, I believe, by the Rust developer, is like, listen, we can afford these fees, but it's the other things that are going on here. They're putting a tracker. How did they know that you had this many downloads? They're gathering this information from our users, and do you trust them? Do you trust their actual trackers that they're true and that you're paying the right amount? They can just make these numbers up. There's all sorts of problems with this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like it could be a security thing for sure, but also it's like game developers get enough scrutiny already for privacy. So like having the actual engine also is like so weird. But yeah, someone will have to let us know if that's like normal for game engines. Because like
Yeah.
I would imagine it's not. Like the game engine gets charged. Like does Unreal get charged every time you download Fortnite? You know, does it get charged every time you download? I don't know.
It costs
What
money.
does
They
it?
don't get. Yeah, of course. It's server costs.
I guess I don't understand
file,
where the server cost is coming from, because
that
I would
file
imagine
is
that
on.
it's not on Steam. Like Steam doesn't have servers that host these games and stuff, or is that
Yes,
just a
and
platform?
Okay, so Steam has servers that these files are sitting on, and anytime you download those servers, you are using server costs from them.
From Steam.
Unity has, yes. So if you're downloading a game from Steam, that is Steam's overhead, right? That's their costs, including the people that work there and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
Unity, I believe, downloading this runtime thing is coming from their servers. It's costing their cost. That's where the cost is coming from for that specific thing for whatever reason.
I just that's hard for me to swallow, right? Like I guess I don't understand. It seems like for CIG the cost would be coming from them because it's on their website. But it seems like if your game's on Steam, it would be Steam eating the cost, not Unity.
for the game
I'm
download.
confused.
But there's this. Think of when you download
Okay,
a
for the
game,
game download.
and
So
then
how much is this? How big is this runtime
on.
thing? Okay, go ahead.
Probably not that big, and that's why they're charging you 20 cents or whatever, but which is an incredible amount anyway for probably what it is. But think of when you download a game and then you also have to download an anti-cheat. I don't believe you're downloading that anti-cheat from the game server. You're downloading it from the anti-cheat server.
Okay.
So I believe that's what's happening with the runtime thing.
So I'm downloading something that's a couple hundred megabytes, and they're trying to charge developers 20 cents for that, for download.
Probably. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's a couple hundred megabytes or
It feels like if that actually is the case, which I got to be honest, I'm not convinced yet that it is, but I'll have to do some research.
I'm not 100% sure either.
But
yeah.
if that is the case, they should have came out and said that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, hey guys, the reason why we're doing this, because right now it just looks like they're trying to steal money from people, you know?
Yeah. Well, the thing is they are. And instead of just going after the people that are costing them incredible amounts of money, if this is even really the case, they're trying to recoup it from more people than they're actually being super negatively affected by, is what it seems like to me. And that's what makes this so bad, is like, go after, I don't know the publisher or whoever makes this Honkai Star Rail game or these other gacha games that Genshin Impact, shit like that. But if they're costing you so much money, your whole system was broken from the get go, man. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it seems weird, right? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it adds up, but I could be wrong.
Somebody made a really great analogy too, is like, all right, you and I eat the costs of our internet or whatever it took to make this podcast, right?
Yeah.
So it costs us some money, and then we post it, and it would be like the OBS charging us for the amount of people that watched our video, when it's like I already used so if OBS charged a monthly fee, OBS is like the software that we're recording with right now. If OBS charged a monthly fee, they would be charging you more than me because you got more viewers on Twitch. It makes no sense. Like, they're just not connected.
Or this would be like
enough,
if Twitch started charging streamers or their splits based on viewership or something.
Yeah, like you got a lower split for having more viewers.
Yep.
You know what? This is gonna. I don't want to take it here, but this very much gets into the you make more money, you should pay more taxes kind of discussion.
Almost, but I feel like this is almost different, right? Because like you make more money, you pay more taxes kind of thing is, I feel like that's more of like first of all, it's like if you live in the US, it's bracketed, right? But the second thing is like, it's not taxes aren't a product that I'm buying. Taxes aren't optional, right? Well, I mean, hey, listen, they're optional if you want to go to prison, but
yeah,
taxes aren't optional. Buying a product is optional. It's a commodity, right? You're choosing to buy this thing, so they can charge as much as they want for it. But the truth of the matter is we've seen the results of it, which are the results of, if we're going down the capitalism route, which they're a company, so that's the truth. They're a company. So nobody has to use Unity. People can vote with their wallets, and that's what they're doing right now.
They're going to.
They're going
these
to,
developers
absolutely.
are not happy. So it's either going to cease to exist, this change, or it's going to exist and way less people are going to use it. And here's the deal. I believe Unity is the most accessible, or maybe like a lot of games are made on Unity. Maybe it's easier, but dude, Unreal 5 looks like it's, I don't know what I'll look up the cost of Unreal 5.
If Unity came out with the most ball-busting update, they said, we're competing with Unreal Engine 5. You're going to love our game. This is what it can do. Blah, blah, blah. And also, we're going to come out with a higher... Honestly, if they just like came out and said, hey, we're going to have a bigger subscription model, and that subscription model is going to cost you an extra $500 per year, I think people would be less mad about that. You know?
You ready for this shit?
Oh, God.
Unreal Engine 5 is free.
Yeah.
Hold on. And it is a 5% royalty that only kicks in when your title earns over $1 million.
I feel like that's fair.
How do they know, though? How do they know if your title made over $1 million?
Maybe it's something you have to self-report. You can like legally get in trouble if you don't.
I don't know. I don't think that they
That's
would.
That's how a lot of businesses operate. Like if we signed a contract and I said, if the Desync podcast makes over $1 million, you have to give me 50% of every dollar after that. If you didn't abide by that, legally you'd be at fault. So I don't know. Maybe it's that, or maybe they have another metric. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'd imagine it's a legal thing.
How does that work though? How does it? It must report back to them in some way, but I don't know how. Like, I feel like it would have to be automated. Self-reporting seems so difficult to confirm.
Hey, if you're making over $1 million on your video game, you better have your finances in fucking order. I'm just saying. You know, it's time to hire an accountant at that point.
And they also have different licenses. There's an enterprise and a custom one, where they kind of like private training and things like that. So you can pay, but yeah, I imagine most people are not. I'm still looking into more frequently asked questions and royalties and things like that. But yeah, that's so much better. Like, just go with that model, and Unreal has obviously killed it with this model, right?
This is what it feels like to me. It feels like, so if you went to, I don't know, McDonald's and you ordered a $10 meal, right? I don't think that anyone would be particularly mad if the next year you came in and that meal is now $12, right? People get it. Prices go up, whatever. It's $2 more. But if you charge $10 the next year and started charging people a fee to sit down, I think people would be fucking rioting in the seats, like the streets.
Yeah.
And that's in the seats, literally. They'd be rioting in the seats and the streets. And I think that's what's happening here, is they are basically, or I'm trying to think of a better example. Like, every time you open the door, you were charged $2. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. It feels like every time I open the door, I'm being charged $2. It just feels like a ridiculous thing to tack on. But nobody would be mad if you just tacked on an extra $2 to the meal. I don't think. Maybe some people can be complaining, but overall it wouldn't be a big deal. It just feels like Unity went about this in the worst way possible. Or if they were like, hey, if you open the door more than 10 times in a day, yeah, we're going to charge you. But again, I just need to look into this whole like them getting charged thing when you download their game, because that just doesn't sound right. Now, it makes sense if you're downloading Unity.
You are right.
I am right.
Once You've begun collecting money for your product. You'll need to track gross revenue and pay 5% royalty on that amount after $1 million USD gross revenue is earned. To report your earnings, complete and submit the royalty form on a quarterly basis. So I guess you're just like you would do your taxes. You are reporting your earnings to them, and then they have a whole form, and you say where you're doing it, and you literally tell them. And I guess you attach some files. I don't know where they cross-reference this stuff. Like, do people just lie or like what?
I
Kinda
mean,
weird,
it's
but
illegal to lie, right? You're in a
yeah.
legally binding contract with Unreal Engine 5 at that point. But the thing is 5% over $1 million. I bet you money Unreal Engine 5 and Unreal Engine 4, if they have that same deal, they're making good fucking money doing that.
Yes.
I'd bet
of
money.
course.
So if Unity just came out and did the exact same thing, nobody would be mad at them. Even if they
Dude,
still charge for their subscription. If they were like, hey, we're going to charge 2% of your earnings after, whatever, or 1% of your earnings after $1 million, I don't think anyone would be mad if they're actually trying to recoup cost. I think they just went about this in the absolute worst way possible.
Worst possible.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think Unreal's just quickly becoming the standard when it seemed like Unity was for a really long time. I'm almost positive there was a Star Citizen streamer and YouTuber from way back in the day when I doubt you'll remember him, but his name was Gray Headed Gamer. He streams sometimes every once in a while nowadays.
Yeah, I did know him.
Okay, cool. Because he stopped for a while, but how his claim to fame was something super cool. Is I believe he would go into Unity, and he would take the Star Citizen ships that nobody could fly with and put them in a in-game engine environment so you could see them acting. This was before we had 2.0. So you could see them flying. This was before we had 1.0. So you couldn't fly ships, you couldn't shoot, you couldn't do anything. You could just look at your ships in the hangar. So he took some of those and turned them into like in-game assets and showed like this is how much cargo can fit in here and all these things. And like he
It's
was
cool.
doing that. Yeah. And like I don't know, man. It's just everything. Money ruins everything, bro. It really does. It's so annoying.
I think what we're going to see is either a profuse apology from Unity. They're probably scrambling.
They already changed the terms.
What did they change it to?
I don't know, but I know that they scrambled and then changed something slightly after one day. I'll also look up the Twitter.
We're probably going to see something on Monday. I would bet that's going to be like either a reversion but if they don't, then I'd bet money we're just going to stop seeing Unity games because it's clear to me that it's not even about the 20 cents. I just think that they've lost developers' trust. And so unless they backpedal in a big way or and make some changes, I think people will end up being pretty pissed about it.
Oh my God, this is super long. They basically are clarifying how they count installs, but it's a lot of trust me, bro. So yeah, it just comes down to do you trust them? And I don't think anybody does.
I don't think we
they're
do.
saying only 90% of our customers, 90% of our customers will not be affected. We're only going after the top 10%, so on and so forth. So it, like many things, when things go to the internet, they are blown out of proportion. Like you and I are talking about this like it's going to affect us. Most likely wouldn't. It's not going to affect Escape from Tarkov in any incredibly bad way. They're making tons of money. It's not going to affect Rust in any bad way. It's not going to affect Honkai Star Rail and these companies that are having a lot of downloads. But how it affects I think that they cast a little bit too wide of a net, so it seems to be affecting people that it will actually negatively affect, and like significantly, and that's obviously not a good thing. Like what's $100,000 to Rust? Nothing. But what's $100,000 to an indie developer? Everything. That might be a whole game.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, $100,000 would be a lot of installs, right? I mean, that's hold on. I mean, it's 500,000 installs, right?
Yeah.
For $100,000. So that's a lot of people downloading and playing your game. I mean, if you're charging money for it, then you're probably going to be okay. You know, if you're not charging money for it, if it's free, if you're trying to recoup, I mean, and maybe that's where they should have clarified. Hey, if your game's free to play, we're not going to charge you anything. You know?
Yeah.
Because the deal is that, and the reason they're trying to say we want to cut of
like
that
Unreal.
We want to cut of that monetization money that you're getting from skins and stuff too. And I get that, but they have to realize that this is just they're trying to handle the situation with a hammer when it needed a knife. You know, it's like they needed more precision with this, and they're trying to tackle it in a much more aggressive way. Or it's just a money grab. I don't know. Again, I need to look more into it, but I don't know. You're saying it won't affect us in a big way. It probably won't, but it definitely could affect the engine that we see a lot of these games on in the future, potentially.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. If this continues, I would imagine, I mean, there's so many great engines out there these days. There's no reason why someone needs to use one specific one, especially Unreal is extremely, as far as I'm aware, extremely easy to learn and to switch over from other engines. Some engines are not so easy, like the Lumberyard Crytek engine.
Love it.
Star Engine apparently is pretty tough.
Great.
But yeah, we'll just have to see and keep an eye on it over the next couple of weeks. But man, it's crazy. You got anything else, Mike?
Yeah, man. Other than that, no, just still plugging along on the 70-30 split thing. Things seem to be going really well. Community is really engaged. Yeah, just enjoying streaming, still working on figuring out how to manage streaming and YouTube all at the same time. I had a very productive and successful day. I really want to make it. I'm finding it easier to make YouTube videos lately. I switched over to DaVinci Resolve actually this week a little bit.
Oh wow, you like it?
I'm getting used to it. I kind of want to get out of the Adobe.
Sweet.
Yeah, because it's just so expensive, and I don't use all of it, and yeah, I just I don't know.
What are you using
yet.
for like Photoshop?
I'm gonna keep using Photoshop.
Okay, so you're just only gonna pay for Photoshop.
Correct.
How much is that?
$20 a month.
Oh wow. I'm gonna give you some advice, okay?
Please.
Anyone listening out there, if you just, I don't know, decided you wanted to cancel your Adobe membership, right before you cancel it, they're gonna offer you 50% off for a whole year. And
shit,
if you decide next year, 12 months in,
to cancel it,
I want to cancel it again. Guess what they're going to do? Offer you 50% off for a whole another year. And if you decide the next year, guess what you're going to do? 50%, dude. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. If you happen to go cancel it, I'm just saying.
Pretty smart. Pretty smart. You know what? Fuck. Okay. Yeah, I think I can manage it. I think I can make it work. But I don't want to use Premiere.
I'm not saying
I don't
want to use Premiere anymore. I'm not loving Premiere lately. It's been giving us like so many. The reason why our podcast has been uploaded like sporadically is because I've been having issues. I've been having issues with Premiere. Do you want to know how I fixed the audio issues? So basically, I uploaded the podcast. Mike had no audio. Essentially, it's exporting in a weird way where it's collapsing the audio, but also not taking the track that Mike was on and turning into a stereo track with just my audio. And do you want to know how I fix it? So weird. I took my track, I took your track, and I just flipped them. I put you on track 1 and me on track 2 versus me on track 2 and you on track 1. Just flipped them. And boom, export it, no problem. Because the file type...
And it's only happening on export.
It's only happening when I'm exporting. I can listen back to the audio fine. I can...
That's so odd.
But it's like something to do with the file type and also but it's weird because like if I throw the full file in the media encoder and try to export it, it's strange. I don't know really what's happening. I try to export it as an MP3 and lay it underneath, only my audio. I try to export it or turn it into a different, H.264 file, export it, just my audio. Throw it into Premiere, export it, just my audio. If I take the audio and flip them channels, both are audio. Perfect.
Well, all right.
I don't know why, but
yeah, this week I would say I'm gonna throw this one on me for sure because I should have checked because Berks was like, hey, everything's uploaded like a day or so before that podcast actually went live, and I didn't check it, and I should have.
Yeah.
So we could have resolved this before, but
I was out of town.
That's on me.
Yeah, I was out of town.
That's my B.
No, it's all good. But yeah, I was out of town, and so luckily we had one podcast go up on Friday.
Exactly. So they had something,
and then we had another come on Tuesday. It's fine. But yeah, this one should be coming out Saturday, 10 a.m. So if you guys are still listening, so thanks so much for joining us. We do really appreciate your continued support through this. And yeah, we got exciting things coming up for the podcast. We guys will see you next week. I'm doing fine, by the way. I didn't talk about me at all, but I'm doing great. I'm having a great time.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Mike, honestly. Little tired. I was sick a little bit from my trip. Yeah, went to Seattle, saw a friend. Super cool dude. But yeah, man, I'm doing great. But we'll see you guys next week on the podcast. Thanks again so much for joining us. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week. Peace out.
Bye, guys. Check out our Deep Rock Galactic stream.
That's right. Deep Rock Galactic, 10 a.m. CST /Berks.